Hi Aquarius, I hope that you are doing well. So I decided that I'm going to do a tarot reading with a brand new deck that I just got. I felt very called towards this. I found it in a metaphysical shop while I was with my sister. I was actually about to walk out of the store because I had finished buying everything, and my sister, as I was checking out, was like, hey, they have tarot cards over there. And I was like, oh no. So I found this box of tarot cards. I have not seen it anywhere. It's called the Fountain Tarot. And it comes in a really cool box. And I did a reading with it, and the nature of the reading was really spiritual. It felt very 5D to me, and also I was reading the cards mostly intuitively rather than, you know, when people read intuitively or they're channeling when they read the cards, some of the messages, a lot of the messages that come through don't exactly correlate with what the original meaning of the card is. And so I wanted to do a reading for you guys with these cards. They're very, very beautiful. They're also very shiny. So before we get into this, I would like to set the intention for this to be a space where everyone allows themselves to feel seen and validated. Ultimately, for this to be a safe space and a healing space in alignment with everyone's highest good. I'm hearing striking a chord. There's something being transfigured here. I'm looking at someone doing energy work. I'm looking at pyramids. I'm seeing somebody that's successfully translating information that they're getting. This can be information from your guides, information from synchronicities, what you observe in the dream state, in a meditative state. It's like making something materialize. I'm hearing understanding, perceiving how the pyramids are connected. I'm hearing the pyramid scheme. I'm looking at the moon here. Something that has not yet been revealed. I'm seeing again these two pyramids that are facing one another, mirroring one another. But it's like they're connected by a wave, they're connected by a sort of energy. I'm hearing energy field. I'm also hearing energy spectrum. It has to do with the frequency, is what I'm hearing. One of them is a little bit taller than the other. I'm hearing I'm ready to talk about it. I'm seeing someone with a spirit guide here, an animal guide. I'm hearing I'm hearing a Led Zeppelin song right now. Okay, so I'm seeing there be a chance opportunity here that's coming to fruition because you're following your intuition. It's something that you're guided by your intuition with. But it's something also elevated by those around you as well. It's almost like something that's able to ascend because of, I'm hearing the collective mind frame. I'm seeing someone with singing bowls here. Someone can have a business that has to do with meditation, yoga, metaphysical elements, I'm hearing. I'm hearing Blackwing. What is Blackwing? It's definitely a sort of company. I'm looking at the High Priestess popping out. There are going to be downloads that you're getting that are going to become tangible. I'm also hearing feasible. Like maybe things that you want to do something with. Whatever information this is that comes through, it's something that can be used. I'm hearing in a pragmatic sense. I'm hearing there's more where that came from. I'm also getting this notion of somebody actually having success on a platform, maybe something that they're starting or something that they're continuing doing, and they're sharing information. Like you may have a platform that you're starting or something that you're becoming more active on or something that you're actively participating in. And you're like standing atop that to be sharing messages, maybe like as a light worker, as whatever you identify with, but somebody who's, I'm hearing concern is related to raising the level of conscious awareness. It's like the collective. Maybe this was also something that took a while for you to feel comfortable stepping up, and I'm hearing performing in this way with the knowledge that you had, and maybe also because, I don't know, there was like some hesitance about sharing this. And it took patience, but it was something that you wanted to be able to do. You wanted to be able to speak out on this. Or at least get the information out. I'm seeing a snake plant here. Yeah, I'm seeing like some amount of information that you have. Maybe this is information that you get from channeling. I'm hearing light energy. It's the information that the High Priestess holds, and I'm seeing somebody that that is speaking this out, the information that they have. And they're on some sort of platform, and I'm seeing that the people that are viewing, I'm seeing them coming from all over the place. It's like a wide variety regarding the demographic of people. This person may also be able to speak multiple languages as well. meaning like it doesn't have to just be vocally. There are so many different ways. Only 20% of communication is verbal communication, so keep that in mind. It's like something about the way that they communicate. They can speak more than one language. I'm just getting that. Or multiple languages. It's like they can talk to other people. I'm hearing it has to do with the frequency. I'm hearing because we all exit and enter from the same place. It's like you originated from the same place. Even if you find yourself further away, physically in distance than those around you, from those around you. I'm seeing somebody actually like raising their voice in a way where they're reaching a multitude of people with this. I'm hearing high case file of information that they have. It's like I'm seeing this person standing up and speaking out, and it's like going all across the land, and I'm seeing like a bunch of different colors with the land, but it's like it all goes to the same place at the end of the day. Like the destination is going to be the same no matter where you've come from. I'm hearing it's far off in the distance over the horizon. I'm hearing you just have to wait for it. I'm hearing meditate on it. I'm seeing somebody meditating, and it's like as they're meditating, I'm seeing information come down. I'm also seeing a guide carry parts of the information through. Someone also may be very in touch with nature and get messages through nature as well. I'm hearing following signals and signs. Very interesting, Aquarius. So I'm seeing that somebody is now in the process of collecting this information. It's like I'm seeing somebody going all over to these different places, and it's like they're gathering up this information. It's like they're stacking it up and bringing it into one place, and they're getting ready to release whatever this is, whatever this collection of information is that they're gathering. It's like I'm hearing a symposium, and now I'm hearing symposium. To illuminate the way that the lines intersect. It's like how everything is interrelated. Maybe this person is also putting the pieces together too about how these things are interrelated, and that's what they're going to release. I'm hearing shoestring theory. Yeah, it's like I'm seeing a bunch of circles, and it's like this person is putting together all of this information to show where the lines intersect, and it's like now what comes to fruition is them being able to organize it, and it's also energy that works in orbs, something like that. Like there are different levels. It's almost like it looks like different levels of consciousness. It looks like different frequencies. There's a sense of a crescendo that is tied to this, and there are also different planes as well. I'm hearing the higher they go, the further they expand. There may be a matter of priorities that are being worked out right now at this point in time. I'm hearing to manage getting the works across. There may also be a sense of, and isn't there always, a sense of fear in relation to how this information is going to be delivered, and I'm also hearing received. And you have to know too, also, if you're going to be sharing information as well, not everybody is going to be on the same page as the information that you share. Not everybody's going to understand it. Not everybody's going to align with it or feel aligned with it. I'm hearing, but that can't change the message. It's like it has to come out either way, whatever this is that's being worked on. Even if some people don't understand it, even if you feel alone as well. You know, I was reading something recently, and it was talking about how spiritual journeys can be very lonely, which they are. And even though we do run into guides that can help us, meaning like a book that you read, or a person that's a mentor to you, or like history that you relate to, wherever it is that you find your guides and your inspiration. But the journey of a spiritual journey, spiritual awakening in general, and a spiritual path, it can be very lonely because it is something solo for each of us to be doing in our own ways. And that's not to say you can't meet somebody along the path that also aligns with you, but a portion of it does have to be something that you carry out solo. And so it can feel very lonely, like other people don't understand. And this is also part of what's difficult about choosing a life of elevation, because there are going to be lots of people that you have to leave behind, or times when you may not have a physical person around that's going to understand what's going on with you. But it's like in the end, you're going to feel really fulfilled by something that you're going to accomplish. The product of your work, I'm hearing important work. It's like you watch what you've created turn into your happiness. Yeah, I'm seeing somebody out alone in the woods. I'm not suggesting anybody has to be out alone in the woods, but this is kind of like an example. This is what I'm channeling here. I'm seeing somebody out alone in the woods, like in their own little tent, gathering this information. It's like they go out into the world, and it's like they carry back this stuff, and they keep like piling it up in the tent because they are intending to work on this information, so they can organize it, so they can categorize it, so they can put it on display. I'm hearing it's almost like the work of the hermit, but it's like there's a lot of different information that has to be weaved through. So I'm seeing like a very big weaving process that somebody's doing, where it's like, I want to keep this information and I want to let go of this. Like, this is important. This is a good resource. I'm seeing something like that here. And it's like preparing for the delivery of this. Again, this is also about prioritizing which information I'm hearing are going to play the key factors. just to reiterate again, I'm getting this notion like somebody weaving through this information to figure out what they're preparing to speak on first, or what information they're preparing to present first. It's like some sort of decision that needs to be made in regard to what's going to be released. And not holding yourself back from what you have to share. This is also managing the process in a way where it's like there may be some other factors that come into play. I'm hearing in relation to the human condition that you're going to need to work through as well. At the end, I'm looking at us here in hermit mode. So it's like this sense of being out in the world and gathering all of this information, and it's like moving all the way through to going into yourself and into your own process here and doing something in a solitary space is what I'm hearing. But it's so you can complete the production of whatever this thing is that's being worked on here. Something that at the end of the day, at the end of this journey, you know is going to be worth it to you, because it's both spiritually and emotionally fulfilling, and it's something that is going to fill all of your cups, so to speak. You're also being guided to be mindful as well with where you're getting your information from. Like there may be people that you're reviewing. That's interesting. It's like understanding where people are coming from when you talk to them, and being like, is this the type of person that I would listen to? Like, is this somebody whose opinion I respect? Like, do I believe this information I'm hearing? Is this information resonating with me? And this is always very important when we practice discernment. I enjoy listening to a lot of different information personally. And when I listen to it, I like to listen to it from an analytical place and be like, do I agree with that philosophy? Do I agree with that mantra? Is that something that resonates with me, before I take it as my own? And fact checking is also important when applicable. And I'm seeing that there may be some people that you're kind of putting on the back burner because you don't feel like the information they have is helpful. Maybe you even find the information that they have to be distracting. Like, it may be beside the point, whatever information this is that they're sharing. Like, for example, if you're on a spiritual mission, on a spiritual journey, and you feel like somebody constantly is circulating information that's related to the 3D or low vibrational things that are not aiding you on your journey, maybe that's something that you're separating yourself from. And separating because you want to be moving with a clear, pure intention space, I'm hearing. Like, I'm seeing you putting an end to certain relationships, actually, that you have. And a relationship is anything that we exchange energy with. I'm hearing so you can be pure of heart. I'm also hearing pure of faith. as the Magician. The Magician is a conduit for divine information. Divine information that the Magician translates and articulates in a way that becomes tangible for those around him, her, whatever you identify with. We're just picking pronouns here arbitrarily. There are going to be a lot of changes throughout this process. I'm hearing every mistake is a lesson learned. There also may be a sense of recounting as well. Like, you may remove yourself from certain situations and like look back into the cycles kind of from an elevated place and be reviewing things. Yeah, it's like reviewing what holds you down and what doesn't allow you to elevate here. For some of us, this is a process of removing physical things that hinder you. This can be substances, this can be any type of addiction. I'm also hearing withdrawal. Like, maybe you're withdrawing from these things. Maybe some of us are actually experiencing some type of withdrawal. And that can be from anything. That can be from sugar. It can be from whatever you're deciding to cut out. But I'm hearing an avid and deliberate choice to end these things that you have attachments with. This can even be emotional attachments that you have with things. But I'm seeing the conclusion of different cycles that you feel are not elevating you. It's like so you can keep moving forward here. And it's like also when we choose to end certain cycles as well, it allows us to be powerful in a way where when certain things come knocking at your door that aren't in alignment, you're able to like barricade yourself from these energies. I'm hearing exemplifying the King of Cups. That very much is what the King of Cups is. It's about being able to be calm in the midst of a storm and also being able to protect your emotional energy. I'm also hearing integrity. Because you're concerned with the truth here. I'm also hearing emotional honesty. It's almost like when you elevate to a certain place emotionally, you're able to see things. I'm hearing crispy. It's almost like a crisp view that you have. I'm hearing crystal clear. It has to do with your perspective, and I'm hearing your perception. I'm hearing of yourself and those around you. And this is the word that the Magician is carrying. Yeah, and I'm seeing it almost be like this information that you're gathering here, I'm seeing it be translated in a way where there's going to be something that's being produced here. I'm hearing produced creatively. I'm looking at the King of Wands. I'm hearing the Akashic records. I'm seeing somebody like sifting through lifetimes here. Maybe even in the dream state, you could be getting downloads about past lifetimes in your dream state. I'm hearing past life ties, past life connections. There can be people also that you're witnessing in the dream state as well, like in the astral realm. Yeah. I'm hearing that takes me way back. It's almost like I'm seeing somebody, I'm seeing actually like a lens that's kind of like zooming into a foggy, hazy memory, and it's like something that has to do with the past. It's almost like looking into these different past lifetimes. I'm seeing there be some sort of portal, and there are like different doors that you can open and different options, and you can like open the door and see the lifetime that happened within them. I'm hearing carry a tea light with you. Yeah, I'm seeing somebody actually like traveling, maybe astral traveling. I'm hearing the continent as the body. I'm hearing spiritual membrane, and I'm looking at somebody like coasting over water. And when we think about water and tarot and astrology, we think about memory, we think about the subconscious, the depth of the subconscious. I'm hearing with lucidity. It's like I'm seeing somebody going through different leagues within the water, within their memory, within their consciousness. But it's almost like there's this thing that trails behind you that kind of keeps you tethered, so you know how to find your way back here. You know, I had a dream about this as well. I like to jot down my dreams because I've found it very helpful to me for many different reasons. But in one of my dreams, it was about astral traveling actually, and when the person needed to astral travel, they had to tie this little rope to their bedpost and also to their ankles so they could find their way back, like through the dream. And symbolically, it represents the ways that when we enter into different worlds, different mind frames, when we're meditating, when we're doing all of these different things that we are transcending the physical body, it's very important to also have something that will ground you, something that will bring you back so you don't get lost in that space. I'm hearing tea light again. It's almost like a beacon of light, like a lighthouse, something that brings you back. I'm hearing from your travels. Like I'm seeing somebody that goes and meets with a group of people, and it's like all of these people come from these different places and they meet at this one location, and now I'm seeing you coming back to return. I'm hearing with your memory intact. It's almost like you remember what you observed when you were traveling here. I'm seeing somebody sitting on top of a waterfall. That's really interesting. I'm seeing like a sense of cosmic chaos. I'm seeing someone's third eye opened here. It's hard to... You see that? Cosmic chaos. It's like I'm seeing somebody go through a very particular ritual where they can like get in touch with I'm hearing other atmospheres. I'm hearing star-crossed traveler. Like I'm seeing somebody protected here, like they're wearing some sort of protective gear. And they're coming back, and with them they carry these pyramids. I'm hearing into the light of day. I'm hearing to show you how they're connected. This is going back again to the pyramids and the singing bowls. And I'm seeing somebody that I'm hearing is showing the lifeline between two different places. And I'm also hearing transcendentalism. I'm seeing this person like collects these little things. It's like from each place that they travel, they collect these little things and they put them all together. I'm hearing they stack on top of one another. It's almost like you go to these different places and you gather these little things that you bring back together, but they're somehow interrelated with one another. I'm hearing as we all are. For some, you may be meeting somebody that you actually do this type of spiritual work with. I'm hearing meditative state change. I'm seeing somebody climbing up a ladder here. It's like I'm also seeing somebody measuring. It's like some form of measurement related to these pyramids. I'm hearing the pyramid scheme. I'm seeing very, very deep subconscious work that somebody is doing here. It's like almost into like the very bottom of the depth of their... I'm hearing intuition. That's interesting. Into their subconscious. I'm seeing this so clearly. I'm seeing somebody that's in a dark field at night and they're like carrying these seeds that they're going to be planting in this field. And it's like when they're in this field at night, like they see some sort of animal here. It's almost like they're being watched over as they're planting these seeds. It's like I'm hearing as they're covering the ground. I'm hearing the groundwork. I'm hearing business planning. I'm seeing something going worldwide now. Like something that you did. Something that you did that turned into some, maybe even a business. And it's like you took this thing to a very large scale, whatever this is that you're doing here. It's like at one point in time, I'm seeing something be underground, but it's like then it came time to share it with the world, and I'm seeing somebody on stage performing here. I'm hearing with the legacy that they built. And it's like they have other people that are helping. I'm hearing the corporation and the production. I'm hearing blueprint. I'm hearing printed out. There may be some sort of funding that's acquired for this project that allows it, I'm hearing, to go global. I'm hearing anonymous. I'm seeing like one face of a company here. Like there's one common face that's known. I'm hearing known to the public. I'm seeing like the actual birthing of a project here. And when we look at the Empress too, we think about a sense of fertility. We think about nurturing an idea. We think about being pregnant with a project that we've been working on, and then like the birth of that, the production of whatever that is. And I'm seeing that happening here. And I'm seeing like one person's face is the one that's associated with whatever I'm hearing conscious work this is. But I'm seeing that they've had help along the way. I'm hearing including the guidance from the guides. I'm hearing confirmation. I'm seeing like a bunch of people. It's almost like they're piling their ideas into one. I'm hearing common cup. I'm hearing to make it crystal clear for the audience. So now I'm seeing a sense of balance that comes. This is really interesting. You know, this reminds me, this card reminds me, you see the scales here? It reminds me of, I think that I mentioned this in maybe one of the older readings that I did. There's this thing called Ka in Egyptian tradition, and it's this process where what happens is that when you die, traditionally speaking, they believed that your heart was weighed against a feather, and if the feather outweighed your heart, like you weren't allowed to pass into the like afterlife. And I'm seeing almost something like that here, like a reference to that. And now I'm looking at a tower. It's almost like trying to balance out the scales. I'm hearing shifting. And now I'm seeing two pyramids that actually meet. I'm hearing at the vertices. It's like there's a sense of rockiness to this whole mission, but I'm seeing somebody has it under control because they're able to, I'm hearing tie the knots that are needed. It's almost like making this whole thing connect and being able to bring it together cohesively. I'm hearing to make it all balance out, to make it make sense. I'm hearing it takes strength and tenacity. I'm hearing to manage and to carry the flow. It's almost like the state of energy. I'm hearing Rubik's Cube. And now I'm seeing the Two of Cups. It's almost like I'm seeing these two people looking up to the sky. I'm hearing recognizing where they came from. Like I'm hearing starships. I'm seeing something in the sky that they're observing, that they're looking at. And it's like something that may have been, I'm hearing further out in the distance, I'm hearing perceivable to the human eye. I'm hearing, and that's where the journey begins. And we end here with the Fool. It's like almost going, I'm hearing back to the time of creation. Very interesting, Aquarius. Ooh, and we end with the Fountain. So the Fountain in this deck speaks about the epitome of divinity. That is also what the name of this is, the Fountain. And that's why this card was put in here, to symbolize all of, to symbolize and incorporate all of what divinity is. And that's what we end with on the bottom of the deck. All right, my friends, we are going to end it there. I would like to thank everybody so much for joining. Thank you for being here on the journey, everyone. I'm wishing everybody love and light and healing, and I hope to catch you guys next time.